long story long. I'm your host, Lisa Curry. Today's guest is the hilarious comedian Valerie Tosi. You may have seen Valerie on IFC's Stand Against Evil, or you may know her as the voice of Google's Home Mini campaign. Let's do this. How are you doing, Val?
Oh, are we starting?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've been talking really for 30 minutes. So how are you doing?
This is true. All you know is I'm sweating because I can't have a fan on while we're recording, but that's
we don't need to talk about your glands. This is not the gland hour, okay? This is I'm here to talk about.
Can you imagine what an awful podcast the gland hour would be?
This is going to be I'm starting a second podcast. It is called the Gland Hour, and we just talk about our, how much we sweat.
Yep.
Wait, so what?
Sweaty Betty.
So, yeah, exactly. I'm sorry you're so sweaty, and I'm more sorry that that's a permanent status, and not just like circumstantial,
No, it's just constant. There's nothing I can do about
constant.
it.
Mostly ass sweat, if we're being honest.
Oh.
I mean, I've known you for a while. It's a lot of ass sweat.
Yeah. Sure. People know about swamp ass. We're not hiding anything here.
Exactly. I don't have it. I've never experienced such a thing. Anyway,
this petite, delicate flower? Oh, no.
Never happened. It's whatever. I was gonna go into a whole tangent, and I'm not going to. I'm gonna reel it in. Anyway, how's it going, Val? How are you?
Oh, hey, Lisa Curry.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm real good. I actually am really loving unemployment, and that's sincere. I'm not being facetious here.
I'm not going to lie. This is my first time on unemployment.
Me
ever.
too.
And, not hating it. Not hating it.
Is it? Here's what kind of sick I am in my head where I'm like, this is my first time on unemployment, and even though obviously I'm making drastically less than I do when I work, I'm so excited to get some of my money back from the government.
1,000%. Part of me, and that's the thing that's making me so mad too, is when they're like, oh, are you getting your taxes taken out? They're going to tax it. I'm like, tax it? I was like, this is my money that I gave to you that you're now giving back to me, and then you're going to take it again? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I fully I'm not paying taxes next year. They can come to my house and shoot me in the head. I'm not paying them. Sorry. But it's nice because I feel like, people like me and you were both very self-motivated, and
I thought you were going to say selfish, and I was like, yes.
Well, yes. Selfish motivated. I think that I just coined that term. Sorry, you have to pay me if you use it. But for me, I'm like, I love this. I'm getting so much of my own stuff done. Now, it's not quite as validating as having a job, No one cares that I'm doing things that are my own projects. I mean, well, what about you? What have you been working on this whole time?
So I'm living kind of the opposite of that, where I thrive in chaos. Mm-hmm. I'm so much better and more efficient when I have too little time. You know what I mean? Because I find a way to make it work. I'll always find a way. I was saying it
seems like you're not as funny recently. So I was thinking that.
You know what? I'm actually really surprised that you said recently, because truly, I'm actually relieved. Yeah. But yeah, it's bizarre because I'm very bad about getting things done. I also feel like it's coming in waves. Because there'll be that wave of depression of everything happening, and then I'll just get a fire lit under my ass, and I'll be super mad and be like, no, you can't let this get you down, and then I'll be super productive for a week, and then suddenly, I'm just like, oh God, this is still happening. Why am I still on unemployment? Why don't I have a job yet? It's a
very weird ebb and flow, and I keep doing the same thing to myself, but then I'm realizing on days where I feel really depressed, I'm like, oh, I haven't been outside. I just am low on oxygen. It's that simple. I need to go for a walk and get out of my house for a little while,
Yeah, that's actually a really great point, because I felt the best that I felt through all of this when I went home to visit my family, and I feel like that kind of reinvigorated me a little bit. I came home and was like, all right, time to get shit done. And, the longer that is becoming distant is I can feel myself slowly creeping back into oh God.
Do you feel like it's motivating? This is super mean, but do you feel like it's motivating to see people, back home that aren't doing what they want to do with their lives? And for me, when I see that, I panic, and I'm like, I have to do everything today. I need to accomplish everything this weekend.
See, I'm kind of the opposite, because when I see that, I'm like, All right, Tosi, you're doing okay.
I was so afraid that you were going to say, like, I want that. I want to slow down and eat at the Cracker Barrel and shop at Walmart.
I would sooner kill myself. You know, and I think it's because I worked at, like, I mean, I had, like, that was my life before I moved out here, you know? Like, I was so close to having that, and I narrowly escaped it. You know?
Yeah, it is crazy to watch people go in other directions. And they're so, like, you know, when you're young, you're so sure that people in your life are going to, like, accomplish great things. And then, and I don't mean this, like, no shade to people that are living their simple lives in the suburbs. It's just very much not for me. And
I also think, too, if you're living in the suburbs and that's what you want and you have the job you want, hell yeah. But, like, when that's not what you want and you could have just been, like, you could have just succumbed to that, it's a totally different story.
Oh, yeah. And I know so many people that did. I mean, the number of people I knew that were like, I'm going to come out, like, I don't know if you've had this experience where people just, like, after you move to L.A., they're like, everyone you know is like, yeah, I'm moving out there, too. And you're like, what?
You're like, are you, though?
For what?
Are you?
Oh.
Yeah.
What are you going to do when you get here?
Or it's also so funny, too, because I wonder if you find this, like, it's almost like you're frozen in time, like when people remember you the way you were before you left, and then it's almost like you're either not allowed to change and grow as a human being, or they have this, like, they envision this version of you that's suddenly like, oh, well, she lives in California now, so she's different. And you're like, what?
Everyone that I grew up with, and I love them dearly, but they'll be like, how's Callie? And I'm like, please stop saying that. Literally, nobody says that. Don't do it. And they're like, you changed. And I'm like, you didn't. This is so scary. It's been a long time. Wait, when you were back home recently, you got to do an outdoor show.
I did.
How was it?
Oh, my God. Life affirming. Like, I truly was like, comedy's not dead. Just, like, screaming it. It was so great. It really, really was. Just to, like, and, you know, it was an outdoor show, socially distant. Everybody wore masks. They switched out the mics in between comedians. It was incredible. Like, I got off stage and I wanted to cry because I was just so happy. Even though it was the first time I had done stand-up, like, in front of people that wasn't in front of a screen for the first time in, like, 7 months. And just to, like, talk to other comedians, and, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just, like,
absolutely.
that banter before and after. Oh, my God, Lisa, highly recommend. Remember our careers? Stand-up, highly recommend.
Yeah, I do remember it. It feels like a fever dream at this point. It doesn't feel that real. Wait, so when you go back home, is it the same, gosh, what is it like, I guess, going back during this?
You're like, what's it like to be nice to your family? What's that like?
Truly. But also, you know, like here you're like hustling, and it's so important to say your credits and things at shows. Like there, are you still big timing people out there? Are you still like, yeah, I did Conan and I was at like,
you know what's so funny is that I actually hate doing that. Like I don't like to tell anybody anything. I'm kind of private in that way, but my mom won't stop, like, pimping me out to people. Like, and the perfect example of this is the show that I did while I was home. When I booked it, I was talking to the host / booker, and I was like, I can't remember, have we met before? And he goes, oh, we've met before. And he's like, in fact, I met your mom before.
Oh,
and
boy.
I was like, oh, no. And I was like, how do you know my mom? And I guess that the last time I was home and I was doing a big tour, my mom works at a liquor store, as you do when you're from Boston, and she's working at the liquor store, and he came in to, like, plug a show and was like, hey, can I hang up this flyer? And my mom is behind the counter with the newspaper article of me doing this show, and is literally like, well, yeah, you can hang up your flyer, but you got to go see my daughter's show. And she's, like, pushing it across the counter. And she's like, she's on tour. And, like, doing this thing. I'm like, can you not do that to people?
That's
she was
so
literally
precious.
Handing them out. Is it? Because it's a lot. Because she likes to announce it in restaurants and bars, and it's a lot.
I love it so much. And then I'm actually kind of jealous of that because my mom will call me, and she's like, So I was driving for Uber, and I picked up this guy. He was just adorable. So I gave him your number, and I'm like,
no!
What are you doing? No. First of all, don't. You're going to have me murdered. 2, you live in Tampa. What is going on? And she's like, well, he said that he's interested in getting into the movies. And I'm like, I don't, what?
First of all, who says getting into, he's interested in getting into the pictures.
I mean, Valerie, this is why I talk the way I do, and like say, I'm like, if you don't like something, write a letter about it. Like, I'm like 100 years old.
Also, the idea of your mother driving for Uber, I would pay her just to, like, sit in her Uber and, like, make her tell all the Lisa Curry's
Valerie, no, you don't want it. I mean, she did, like, for a short period. She doesn't anymore. But she does drive with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. So I'm like, I don't know how you qualify to drive for a company that needs people to drive well. I shouldn't be driving for Uber. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I
feel like that's how you live your life, though. It's just one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake.
I have both feet on the gas, and the brake pedal is non-existent.
No, you're just running people over.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, get the hell out of my way.
Were you the one that drove through the protesters, Lisa? You can tell me, be honest.
Okay. I'm going to blink 3 times. I don't even know what that means. That was a non-joke joke. That's what I like to provide for listeners is non-joke jokes.
Oh yeah. Especially visual ones when this is
exactly. Perfect. I'm gonna blink. I'm gonna be doing some hand signals. Here we go. So wait, you and I met at Second City initially, right? Is that the first place we met?
God.
That was 100 years ago.
Yeah. For our viewers, listeners, whatever, I'm taking over now. This is my podcast. Just in case you guys are wondering, Lisa Curry and I met because we were indentured servants at Second City, and we had to paint that entire building, and we were standing on ladders, and it was very dangerous, and the fact that we didn't break our necks or kill each other is a small miracle.
Let me tell you, if I'm within a mile of that building, I'll be like, yeah, Second City is around the corner there. I painted the whole building. So
I do the same thing. Oh my God, that's so funny.
And people are like, oh, like as a general contractor? And I'm like, no, for intern hours?
Yeah.
Huh? And
you're like, no, it's just so I can play Zip Zap Zop with my friends.
And then, as you say it out loud, you're like, hold on a second. I think I was ripped off. I think I was in a cult for a little while. I mean, like, that was the most fun time. And honestly, I'm so thankful for that because, like, after all the painting was done, I got to go, like, tech direct shows, which I think you did as well. Or did you? Am I making that up?
You're making that up. I worked in the office.
More talented. Yikes.
I know. Yeah, you can push buttons. It's really incredible.
I think you were, when you did Second City, you were, like, right behind me in the classes, right?
Story of my fucking life, Lisa.
and which started a pattern that would last our lives, you know? It was so fun that, like, what made you get into Second City in the first place?
Okay, so before I moved to Los Angeles, this is what I was talking about I was so close to living that, like, that burb life. I was working for a police department as a 911 dispatcher.
Oh, yes, I always forget about this.
Yeah, so I was doing that for 3.5 years prior to moving to LA, and I was just working, and, you know, I worked the day shifts a lot. Sometimes I would work overnights, and it was a small town. There was nothing to do, so I would watch a lot of TV. And I remember watching something on Tina Fey, and they were talking about how she did Second City. And I was like, what is that? And I'm, like, Googling it. I was like desk with, like, the fucking 911 call center and everything right there. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. I'm busy.
You're like 911, what's your emergency? And they're like, my husband's stabbing me to death. And you're like, yes, and?
God, I hate you so much. Okay, but can you heighten that?
Yes.
But what's the game of the scene?
But where are you? What's the rest of the scene?
I know. Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna need someone to do a blackout.
Yeah.
This is too much.
Wipe the scene.
So I was watching something on Tina Fey, and she talked about Second City. I'm like, what is that? So I found it, and I was already kind of toying with moving to LA, and I was like, oh shit, they have one in Hollywood. And I literally, like, called them and was like, can I just pay for a class over the phone? I'm going to be there in, like, well, now I guess, like, a month. And literally just signed up. And I drove cross country. I got to LA on a Monday, and I started class at Second City on a Friday. Like, it was
What? This
crazy.
is psychotic. Wait, did you move?
I know. Have you not met me?
Did you move at that point, or were you just, like, coming out for classes?
Oh, I, like, moved because I was trying to do it for a long time, and nobody believed that I was really going to do it. Everybody was like, yeah, sure, Val. So the day that I went to move to Los Angeles, nobody was home because nobody thought that I was leaving. So I literally it's, like, so funny and sad, but I literally just left, like at an empty house. I was like, okay, and just, like, packing my stuff up and got in the car. And, like, later that night, my mom called me and was like, hey, you coming home for dinner? I was like, no. And she's like, where are you? I'm like, Ohio. I'm, like, driving across the country.
This is, like, so similar to my origin story. When I moved out to LA, initially I was on the phone with an aunt, and she's like, yeah, you know, the longer you wait to move, the harder it's going to get. Like, you're going to get more settled in your life. And I was like, all right. And I got off the phone with her, and I started packing. I was like, nope.
You're like, this worked too well.
No. Yeah. That's so hilarious. Wait, what was working at a 911 call center like?
Well, it was a police department, so it was like I dispatched
so you're a cop.
So that's why what actually has been so interesting, because during all of this, you know, the protesting and defund the police and all that stuff, it's been fascinating because my dad will try to get into an argument with me, and he's like, oh, so you wanna just get rid of the police? And I'm like, Dad, like, and he talks to me like I'm an idiot. And I was like, if anybody is qualified to talk on this subject, it is the person who worked at a police department for 3.5 years. Yeah, no kidding. Like, get off my fucking back. So, it's very wild. People are like, oh, stand-up is so scary. I was like, untrue. Not the scariest thing I've done. It's wild when somebody calls and their fear of getting murdered. Like, it is different.
Yeah, I feel like in Boston that would just be like a lot of drunk people. Like, I mean, you're from Boston, so you understand people's accents, but, I imagine it being actually hilarious. Just hearing people calling and yelling.
So much of it, because... Well, that was the thing. It was like I worked for a super small town, and it was the same town that I went to high school in. So, boy, did I see a lot of familiar faces that would come in. I'd run plates and be like, oh, no. Like, people that I knew, I was like my sister got busted for smoking pot at the high school, and I had to take the call. And I, at the time, was dating a cop in the department that also we went to high school together. And yes. Of course, I'm a fucking sitcom. And literally nobody could have known that we couldn't let anybody know because there was no interdepartmental dating. And he had to answer the call, and he's like, what am I going to do? Your sister's going to rat us out. And I was like, you better be nice to her, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you're like, I guess leave it alone. That's how things work, right? Like, that's, you know, the privilege of being on the side of law enforcement. Listen, guys, I understand it's a privilege. I don't expect to get away with anything. I'm also the only person in my family who hasn't been arrested. Not to blow them up, but, I mean, there's public records.
Too.
Oh, my gosh. Look at us.
I know. I'm very proud. Well, take that back. My brother hasn't been arrested, but I think most of my other family members have.
I don't even know if I'm proud because I'm like, what am I doing? I should be arrested.
Lisa, it's never too late.
I'm like, I haven't even been arrested in a protest. This is ridiculous. I need to step it up. I'm missing out on life experiences here. You know?
Listen, we all need more credits.
Yeah,
okay?
Exactly. Was arrested. Wait, so when you moved out here, you started Second City that week. Mm-hmm. And that was just like, you just jumped right into the, whatever, year-long program or 2 years long program, whatever it is?
Yeah, so I started, I think they have it, I'm trying to remember if they have it structured differently now, because didn't they have like the IFA I forget what it was.
That was like it was like
a precursor to the conservatory.
I did like an intensive with Dave Rosowski when I first started.
Yeah. So I did whatever the like precursor was, and then I ended up doing the conservatory, and I went through the whole thing. I also did their long form program. I did their musical improv program. I did all of it.
Oh my god!
And at the time,
of course you did.
I'm a fucking, look at me. I'm in I know they can't see me, but I'm in pigtails and tortoiseshell and hot pink glasses.
The oboe or something. I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
It's the clarinet. If you could have a little respect, that would be great.
I played the clarinet too, and I got out before I got too dorky. That's a lie. It definitely affected me. Wait, so who did you live with when you first moved out here? Did you just come out sight unseen? And
so my best friend, she lived out here for a while before me, and then she came back to be there for when her sister had a baby, and then she's like, all right, when you're ready, I'm ready, and we'll go back together. So we came out, we lived together for a while. I was only out here this is so dumb. This is how dumb I was. I moved out here when I was 23. What? I got continuously dumb. So I moved out here as a very dumb 23-year-old in July of 2008. That, September, I met a musician who I then, a few months later, got engaged to, and then literally a year later, we broke up.
Wait a second. Oh, my gosh, I'm just now remembering. When we met, you were engaged. And yes. I was like, how weird, because we were in our, early 20s.
You're right, it was weird.
And I was like, what kind of fucking handmaiden bullshit? Who's getting married in Los Angeles when they're, 22? What are you doing?
You know who didn't? Me.
This is amazing. This is and not I get so excited when my friends break off engagements or break up.
Of course you do. And I know this firsthand.
It's because I truly think life is better as a single person. It's not like I'm wishing for bad things. I truly think you're in a better place.
You're not wrong. But oh boy, I'm so glad that didn't last. But so, I was engaged for a little while in the beginning. I went through a bunch of long-term relationships. I am now, at the time of this recording, I am single. Lisa can't understand it because Lisa really truly loves everyone I date.
I'm really rooting for you to just remain single, partially because I'm like, I have to start recruitment now for a Golden Girl situation later. I can't wait, I have to start figuring that out.
Oh my God.
I figure some of us will die or whatever. So I'm like, we'll start with 10 people.
Hopefully.
Yes, hopefully. We'll start with 10 and then just keep whittling it down. Wait, so did you know, that's so interesting that you jumped right into Second City, because I was terrified of it at first. Improv I was terrified of.
See, I think the reason I did was because I knew so little about it. I never, I'm wondering if you're one of those people where, so many people I talk to grew up loving comedy so much and being, a student of it early on, and were like, that's what I want to do. For me, I had no fucking idea what I wanted to do. I just wanted to come out here to be an actor, and I knew nothing else, and I was like, I guess I'll just take this class. Yeah. And I just kind of threw myself into it. So, but you had a very different.
I'm kind of the same way, where I loved comedies and comics, but it didn't seem like a real thing to me. I was like, well, you can't. I mean, you could be an actor, but you can't be a comic. When I was a kid, we watched, my parents and I watched The Tonight Show together, and a lot of Honeymooners. See, I'm 100 years old.
But I watched I Love Lucy. That was all I watched so much of that.
Obsessed. Yep. And then later I watched Golden Girls and All in the Family with my grandparents, and then Cheers and Roseanne, the classics. But I just, I didn't know Roseanne was a stand-up.
I know.
I didn't know that that's how things worked. And then when Seinfeld came out, in my mind I thought Jerry Seinfeld is a comic, and that's just it. You're just either a comic or you're not. You're not. Not to put it on the same, not to put comics on a pedestal, but I thought of it you think of the Pope. There's a Pope, and that's not a job. I'm not going to Pope school to be a Pope, I'm
not going to Pope school.
There's just a guy who's the Pope, and that's how it goes,
I mean, also, Lisa, I think a big part of that is because there were so few female comedians.
Yeah.
It's not like we were seeing a bunch of women that were crushing it and killing it, because there were so few when we were younger and coming up. There was there a fucking female comedian who had her own show, who not only had her own show, but was a comedian on the show, like Jerry Seinfeld was? Because there were so many versions of that,
exactly. I mean, I'm sure somebody's going to write in and be like, it was so-and-so, Mom's Mabley had a show or something. something.
I know.
But
we didn't see it as kids.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't see it.
Well, and I don't know about you, but like my house was a one TV household. We had a TV in the living room, and there was no other TVs. So it's like, it wasn't like, and I was also in one of those households where kids definitely did not decide what was going on from day to day. So it was like, I can either watch whatever the hell my dad's watching, or I cannot watch TV. Those are the options. So it was also like a lot of Zorro and Gunsmoke and absurd television, you know, things like that. But yeah, I just like, I'm kind of jealous, honestly, of people like that just have like this encyclopedic knowledge of comedies and comedians and stuff. I'm like, I'm still learning now.
That's how I feel too. And I'm so jealous of that, and it's so frustrating because I'm like, fuck, if I had just known when I was younger, or even like I started stand-up so late. Like, you know, so many people start when they're like...
Have you started yet though, or...
I mean, I'm dipping my toe into it. You fucking asshole.
You're gonna tell jokes
I knew.
Okay, yes,
Yeah. I mean, I knew you were gonna give me shit during this podcast, so I conveniently made sure that the Conan sign was right in frame.
Thank you. Good. Well, I will go put in my Jim Jeffries show sweatpants in a second. Actually, I won't because I'm sweating so much right now. It's so hot. It's like 100 degrees in Los Angeles today. Let's not do this anymore. And I mean live. Wait, so you know what I've always thought was super cool too? I think when I moved out here, I moved out initially for acting, and I didn't take classes right away because my first job out here, I was a personal assistant for an actress, and she's like, she does something else now. She's like a producer or something. Her name was Kelly Hallahan. I don't know what I don't remember.
Is she from Boston? That sounds like such a Boston name.
Maybe. It's so Irish. I can't remember if that's her stage name or if that was her actual last name. And one of them was whatever it was. But I worked for her, and she was like super aggressively when I first started working for her. She's like, avoid Scientologists, avoid Harvey Weinstein. And I'm like, what's Scientology? Who's Harvey Weinstein? And she's like, and don't take classes at, I think it was like the Actor Studio or something, because they were like connected to, I don't know what it was. I'm talking way out of turn. But she was like, don't take classes here because they're Scientologists. And she was just like running down the list of like things to avoid. And it scared the hell out of me. I was like, okay, well, I guess I can't take any classes until I figure out who the bad people are. And it's like, surprise, bitch, they're all bad people. Just take a class.
They're all fucking bad.
You know, So for like the first probably year, I just kind of like floundered, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I, slowly got into it, and then later did Second City. But I still like, I mean, I moved out here initially for acting, and I still enjoy it, but I don't have the energy to pursue that and stand-up and writing and whatever else.
It's fucking exhausting. Yeah. And honestly, like, that's kind of how it is now. Nobody can just be one thing anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, it's crazy. We all have to be actors. We have to be editors. We have to be podcasters.
Yeah.
We have to be voiceover artists. We have to be writers. We have to be fucking DPs and shooting our own stuff. Like, it's exhausting, and I feel like that's the hardest part, because I'm already a little like trying to figure out where I want to focus my energy, that now when there's so many options, like, and that kind of was, stand-up for me was really the saving grace, because that was the one thing where I was like, oh, nobody can tell me I can't do this, and this is the thing that I don't need anybody else for. You know,
and
what
nobody else needs you to do it. So it's a good
totally
match.
It was perfect. I was like, oh, you guys don't need me? Well, then, I mean, this is like most of my relationships.
Yeah.
You don't need me. I don't need you. This is great.
Yeah. That is a lot of what drew me to stand-up, too, especially, after doing Second City, and you're like hiring directors and whatever, and then it's dependent on 10 people's schedules, and it's like, we can't rehearse for another 3 weeks because everybody has some kind of like bullshit conflict.
Oh, God, that used to drive me nuts.
Yeah, I couldn't handle. And all of like what we're talking about, like all the million things you're doing, which I mean, you work your ass off. Like, you are doing so many things and doing well at them. It is really exhausting, and it makes me kind of, I hate to say jealous, but like kind of jealous in a way of people like Taylor Tomlinson, she's incredible anyway. But it's like
she started so young.
She started when she was 16, and she just does stand-up. And it's like, shit, how much better would my stand-up be if I just did stand-up? But I genuinely am interested in all these other things. And I do want to write on a show. And I want to win an Emmy. And I want to sell a show. And, there's so many things.
I want you to get married and, like, let yourself go and just fade into the wind. Like, that's what I want for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for understanding. I really appreciate it. Wait, so is there anything, like a lot of, I think, there's so much about this journey that is wildly unpredictable in so many ways. Mm-hmm. And I think, like looking back, there's a lot of times when something seemed like it was awful and turned out to not be. So, like, is there something that, along the way that has, like, helped you get to where you are that, like, seemed really bad at the time?
Yes. I was like,
too soon? That seemed really bad at the time that turned out to be a good thing for you.
Yeah, first of all, several. But also, the one that always sticks in my mind is I was dating somebody at the time, and got to go to Comic-Con for the first time, and I was super stoked because I'd never been. They were working on on like a network thing, and they were like, "You can just take my pass and you can go and fuck around at the con while I'm working." And I was like, "Hell yeah!" So if you've never been to Comic-Con is crazy strict now. You have to like swipe in and out. There's like a thing where if you swipe in and out too close together, and then they, like, flag you, and they want to check your ID and stuff. And so I already was like, it's fucking crazy.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's easier to get a gun than get in and out of Comic-Con.
I mean, truly,
ridiculous. Yeah. So I went to do that. I, like, went in, met up with friends, and had to get some badges for people and run them back outside. And then I went to go back in, and it was too quickly, and I got flagged. I literally was in there for all of 10 seconds. And they were like, we just need your ID. And I was like, my ID is back at my hotel. I just forgot my wallet. And they were like, can you pull up your Facebook profile on your phone so we can just match the name? And I was like, my phone's dead. I've been at the con all day. I was like, you're not fucking getting me. And so they confiscated the badge. And I now lost this person who I'm dating's fucking professional Comic-Con badge. And I'm like, oh no. So I texted my friend Emma Arnold, and who also is a comedian and super funny. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm at the con as well. I'm opening for Dana Gould, and we're having lunch right now. Dana. Do you want to come have lunch? She's the fucking best. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I don't want to intrude. She's like, no, come. So I went and met up with them for lunch. Dana and I hit it off because we're both from Boston, and we're just, like, shitting on each other's families.
Although
and
I would say that, like,
hard.
You're definitely a townie trash person, and I wouldn't put that on Dana.
We're both townie trash people. We just, like, have different ways of trying to hide it. Like, he is very successful, so he can hide it now, where I'm not at that level where I'm like, did you not see this Boston tattoo? I'm fucking trash. Yeah. I know. So we ended up hitting it off and laughing and whatever. And so soon after Comic-Con, he's like, hey, come do my podcast. So I do his podcast, and we bond over the fact that we both love the X-Files. Mm-hmm. And then soon after that, he sends me a text and is like, hey, I'm writing the next season for Stand Against Evil on IFC. Are you available for 2 weeks in June? Because I want you to play a knockoff version of Scully, which
that's
is
incredible.
Literally my fucking dream.
Yeah.
And that's when I started, like, opening for him on the road and stuff like that. And the craziest part, Lisa, first of all, got kicked out of Comic-Con, which is insane.
Right.
But there's two crazy things. The second crazy thing, or the first, I guess, is the fact that the following year, I got to go back to Comic-Con as an actual guest to be there for the panel of the show that was premiering.
Out.
And literally got to be there to be like, that's me on the screen! And, like, lost my fucking mind a year later. And I'm not super woo-woo juju, but in this aspect I am, where I truly believe that you can, like, manifest shit. In my bio on my website for years, it literally said, like, credit, blah, blah, blah. And then it would say, but really she's just biding her time until someone casts her as a young Dana Scully.
That's
and then
insane.
It fucking happened.
That's
I know.
Insane. I know. Like, all of this happened because you went to, like, if you hadn't texted
I got kicked
Emma,
out of Comic-Con.
If you hadn't gotten kicked out, you wouldn't have had lunch with them. Like, that wouldn't have had, that's not to say maybe you would have met Dana later, but you know, if it was like under different circumstances or if it was like a quick passing and not like an hour-long lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember when you got that part, and I've never seen X-Files, but I knew you were a fan, and I mean, you have the same look, and as what's your brain, I don't even know the actors.
Oh my God, Gillian Anderson, get it together.
Who's the other person, Dave Duchovny? Is that right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Oof, yes, I got it. Okay. I wasn't sure if I was going to get that right. I like notoriously I can't tell people apart. Actors. I just work in entertainment. But I remember when you got that, I was like, this is wild. Like, and not even having seen that in your bio, I was like, somehow this is witchcraft. I'm not sure how, but it's
so many people.
It's definitely witchcraft.
Like, so many people are like, first of all, how did you will yourself to look like your hero? I was like, I truly don't know. Because when I, like, would send people photos from, like, when they had me in full makeup and like, costume and everything, they're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, that wig is incredible. I was like, oh, no, that's my hair. They literally chopped it all off because they cut, like, almost a foot of my hair off for it, and which I didn't know they were going to do until I was, like, in the chair. And they're like, we're going to cut your hair. And I was like, huh? And and they were like, and Dana was like, you don't have to if you don't want to. And I was like, oh, anything for my art. I was so fucking dramatic. And I was like, just cut it. I was like, it's fine. Yeah, it was really wild. Like, it's super crazy. And people they freaked out. Like, Helen Hong was like, how did you do that? I was like, I truly don't understand.
Yeah, that was really bizarre. That would be like, I love Bethany Hamilton, that surfer that was attacked by the shark, and that would be like if somehow my arm got sawed off. Please don't let this happen to me. I didn't mean to put that into the universe.
It's too late. You also have a dog, so that's what's going to happen now is she's going to eat your arm.
She's going to gnaw it off in my sleep. And you know what? She'll be right, too. Wait, so I'm also, like, obsessed with the idea of kind of the butterfly effect of things, of, like, how something insignificant can change the course of your life. Because there's so many things. I think I always encourage people to, like, look, I'm jokingly cynical, but truly I'm like, just...
No, she's not.
I'm very cynical. But I'm like, realistically... You never know what's going to lead to something. You have no idea. Everything you do can turn into something. And I don't mean that to, like, be... I don't mean for people to act on that in a psychotic way of, like, well, I have to dress up every single day. I mean, just, like, you don't know what phone call or what contact or whatever is going to lead to something. So is there something that seemed insignificant to you at the time that ended up changing the course of things for you?
I mean, that for sure. Like, I didn't have any idea when we had lunch, and even when he asked me to do his podcast, I was like, oh, like, yeah, a podcast, cool, you know? But then, like, he ended up having me open for him a ton on the road, which let me, you know, get to know different clubs better, and it was easier for me to get road work. Because now I've, like, performed and they know I'm contrary to Lisa's belief, not a fucking idiot. So.
I know, there was, like, a year where I think you did every single festival. Where it was, like, every time I saw a festival lineup, I was like, again? We just saw her! Give it a rest!
This is the part that's going to make you even more furious, is that, so there was one year I did 10 festivals in 1 year. Here's the part where you're going to hate me.
Oh, boy.
I had only been doing stand-up for 2 years.
Oh, I remember you were super new. Wait, I think we did Hell Yes Fest together?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm such a weirdo when I do festivals or when I'm on the road. I'm like, I barely hang out with other comics. I'm like, I want to see the city. Like, when I did Hell Yes Fest, one of my best friends from childhood was in New Orleans for a thing. And so I just, like, hung out with her the whole time. And I'm like, why didn't I hang out with the comics more? What a weirdo.
I know. I didn't see you at all.
What, like, everyone's like, we're doing swamp tours, and I'm like, I'm getting drunk with Sharon on a porch somewhere. I don't know. Swamp tour.
I did it. God, that festival. But New Orleans itself is, like, fucking awesome. Like, we went kayaking down the bayou. We did, like, a bunch, like, we did swamp tours. We did a ton of fun shit. I fucking love that city. I've been very lucky. I've gotten to be able to see a ton of the U.S., like, just from doing festivals and stuff. Like, I highly recommend. Because that's the thing, too, is you meet so many other comedians at festivals from different areas that now, you know, you have a place to crash pretty much anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
now
I can... because I'm civilized, so, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. That's because you get men to pay for them? Is that why? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I'm civilized. I'm not. I will sleep on a fucking couch. I will sleep on the floor. I do not care. I'm just like, can I get there? Can I somehow find enough points to get myself there? That's fine.
I'm totally the same way. Like when I travel, especially if I can travel internationally and just stay somewhere, anytime somebody's like, yeah, you could stay with me anytime. I'm like, all right, well, I just booked a ticket. And they're like, hold on, I didn't mean like now.
I've done that too where I'm like, oh, I'm going to come out and do this. And they're like, cool, how long are you coming? I was like, well, I'm probably going to be there a week. Sorry, I'll see you soon. Bye.
when I went to New York in, 2015, I meant to go out there for 2 weeks. And
I remember that.
Yeah. And my friend Caitlin Bailey, God bless her, she's the sweetest person. And she was like, yeah, you could stay with me for as long as you want. And I was like, okay. Fast forward to 7 months later.
Oh my God, it was that long. Yeah. Oh my God. Lisa, that's a full quarantine.
It's just like, and listen, I would probably do it again because I have no sense of boundaries. But like, when I say like, yeah, stay with me forever, however long, I mean it. So I assume that everyone means it, and not everyone means it. I think Caitlin meant it, but like, definitely not everyone means it. You know?
So funny.
So
well, I think too. That also, like, it goes both ways, you know? Like, I've told people, too, I'm like, if you need a place to crash when you come out to L.A., like, don't ask me. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm like, you can totally stay
in my garage. That's what
I'm like, I'm like, you can stay with Lisa Curry, and it'll be. But it's so weird. Festivals are so fun. That's the thing about all this. Like, I miss being on the road so goddamn much. Oh.
Yeah, weren't you supposed to? You were supposed to headline Bird City this year too, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to headline Bird City. There was something things are so far gone now that I don't even remember. There was another festival I was supposed to headline. I don't remember what it was, but I was supposed to do a weekend at Coots in Alaska. I've never been to Alaska, so I was super stoked to do that. I mean, everything. In fact, that might have actually. I think it was like just last week that I was supposed to do that, and it's so wild, just like going through your planner and just being like, this is a fucking joke. Like, why did I buy this? You're just like whiting out every single page. It's so fucking terrible.
I don't know why you're still, see, I'm 100 and at least I'm on like Google Calendars. I don't know what you're doing with like a physical book that you used to take around, but okay. I mean, I guess if your spells are in there too, that is,
for sure.
helpful.
Yeah, that's where I keep the doll that I literally stab of you constantly. It's just a paper doll. It makes it easy.
Wait, did you always want to be an actor, like when you were a kid? Or I'm assuming you didn't know you wanted to be a comic.
No, I never, the idea of being a comedian never even, like, crossed my mind until I was, like, I started stand-up when I was 29, and I'm 1,000 years old.
Yeah. She's 30 now, so.
I don't care if people know how old I am. I'm 35, Hollywood. I'm not afraid of you. Please still hire me. So, I started when I was 29, and, I started because everyone was like, I feel like you'd be good at stand-up, and I was like, I have no interest in doing that.
Who said that? Valerie, no one said that. Stop it.
People, they're dead now, Lisa.
Because I've killed them.
But and I was like, no, and then, like, I heard about a class, and I was like, I'll take a class. That's how I started improv.
I didn't know that you got into a class. Who taught your class?
Jude Shelton. Do you know her?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
She's wonderful. She's so great.
Sorry, Jude.
But she's the fucking jam. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually in one of her. This is so funny. I'm taking her class again right now because
I demanded it.
Because Lisa was like, you're not a stand-up. Take another class. Because I'm going to be, I'm probably jumping ahead, but I'm going to record my first album in like 6 months.
Nice.
And because there's no fucking stand-up really happening, that I needed accountability to just fucking write and like work stuff out. So I'm taking like a 4-week accountability class essentially to just get stuff done to work on stuff for my album. But I never wanted to be a comedian when I was a kid. No concept of that. I was like, I loved like performing in front of my family when I was a kid, just being like a dork. But I also was a music dork too, so I kind of didn't really know what aspect of it I was going to get into.
Yeah.
I've had no plan most of my life. I kind of just like stumbled into stuff.
That's what's great also about entertainment is, like, no one knows what the hell they're doing in this industry. Like, we're all making it up. And I say this to people all the time when they're like, well, I didn't get this thing or whatever. I'm like, there's no rules. Everything's made up. Everyone's making up these parameters. None of this actually means anything. So just do whatever you want and whatever, like, brings you joy, you know? That being said, like, what do you think your childhood self would think of you now?
Oh, they'd be like, fucking sweet, sweet revenge. You know what I mean?
Is your whole life just revenge on someone?
Yeah, Lisa, like, you don't know, but you're in for the long con right now.
Okay, good.
No, my family's out of their minds. And I used to tell people that I'm like the white sheep in a family of black sheep because they're just fucking bananas. And, you know, they used to give me so much shit when I was a kid. And so now I'm getting even, you know, because now a lot of my act is me talking about them and making fun of them. And it's truly wonderful.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best thing. I'm like, I have a couple of, we'll say problematic family members. And whenever they say, like, whenever they kind of like get testy with me, I'm like, oh, I dare you. I dare you. My next hour will be about you entirely. Like, I mean, I don't know if I would do that, but, like, you know.
It's funny because my family is just so, like, egotistical that my brother is like, how come you don't talk about me in your stand-up? I'm like, because you're not interesting enough, Dylan.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, my parents, I mean, I'll talk about anything, like, I don't care. But you're different because I know that you get really, like, weirded out when your family's going to hear your stuff. Yeah. And, like, for me, they come to, whenever I'm home, they come to all my shows. They're like, My brothers
are really cool. I don't want my parents coming because they don't, like, get things. And they're, I mean, I've had a couple of family members show up at a show and then it was like, it was hell on earth after that because it was like the whole topic of all family discussions for the next year were about like how I'm a piece of shit because I said this and this. And it's like, and
they're not wrong.
They're not wrong, but they're wrong about why I'm a piece of shit. That's the thing. It's not because I don't believe in God, you guys. That's not it. It's a lot of other things. It's actually so many things. But yeah, so I think that I have a little bit of PTSD for that, where I'm like, I don't want to, like, I don't need your criticism. So thanks so much. Like, I'm so jealous of people there's so many comics, I think, that are like, either their family or their parents or siblings or whoever don't like their art. And it doesn't bother them. They're like, yeah, well, whatever, they don't like it. Where me, it stresses me out. Not even that I want them to like it, I would like them to not comment on it. You know what I mean? It's like, just leave me alone.
I also think there's a fine line, too, because I know, at least for me, like, there's stuff that I won't talk about on stage that involves my family because I, like, you know, I'm not vindictive in a way where I would, like, blow up anybody's spot. You know, like, I'll talk about shit that's, like, funny and stuff that, like, you can, like, move around and twist and make it into something, but, like, you know, there's certain stuff that I'm like, that's just, don't talk about that.
Right. I would also never say somebody's name. You know, like, even the people I really don't get along with, I'm like, I'm not going to say your name because it's not, that's our business between one another. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I'm like, if your friends hear it, and they can identify you by the incident, then that's kind of on you. The whole world doesn't know, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the right thing to say.
This is the thing, though. I don't know. There's a great Anne Lamott quote, and I'm, like, paraphrasing. I'm probably going to mess it up. But she says something along the lines of, like, you own everything that happens to you, and if people wanted you to talk about them more warmly, they should have treated you better.
Correct.
And it's like,
that is
and it's
how
like,
I feel about it. Like, I'm more forgiving with some people and less forgiving with others, and, you know, it's all circumstantial, and that's... sorry, them's the breaks. I'm succeeding and you're not. So I get to do whatever I want. I have a platform now. You're going to have to kill me. Please don't kill me. I'm kidding. Where do you expect your life to go from here? Like, if you had to guess what is next for you in the next handful of years, like, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think stand-up is going to take off more or, you know, acting?
Yeah, I mean, I think... If in a perfect world, you know, in my perfect scenario, both. You know, I miss doing stand-up a ton. Like, I'm still doing Zoom shows and stuff, but, like, I miss actually being on the road. So I'm hoping that more happens from that. Because I try to look at it positively, but there's two ways to look at it. I did Conan right before, you know, everything shut down. Like, I literally did it right before the holidays. It was in the middle of December I did it. And then we shut down for the holidays, and right as everything was coming back, everything shut down again with COVID. So, like, but I also was, you know, the positive side to that is that I was one of the last people to do a late night set, you know, before everything just, like, fell apart. Yeah. So I think, you know, more stuff will happen with stand-up as things come back, and hopefully more acting stuff too. Like, I want to have my own show. Like, so badly.
Like a sitcom, a baking show. What are we talking here? Oh. What are you thinking?
Dancing with the Stars. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I guess I'm B-level, so I probably could.
You have to disgrace the nation first, and then you can be on Dancing with the Stars. That's
ask my mom. Yeah. I've definitely done that. But so, if I have my own show, I would love, like, some sort, like, sitcoms are fun. I would totally do a sitcom. Mm-hmm. But I love, like, a single cam kind of, a single cam comedy that's, like, kind of a dark comedy. Like, a show like Dead to Me is so fucking great.
Oh, so
or,
good,
like,
yeah.
It's so good. So, like, something kind of, like, in that vibe, I would absolutely love
Can I tell you, I was like, I'm going to binge this show because I had some stuff to do at home and just, like, mindless stuff I had to sit and do. And so I watched an entire season of the show. I'm so confused. And I'm like, why is it taking me so long to understand people's relationships and what's going on? I get to the end. I realize I've watched season 2. I started with season 2. Like, I don't even know how to watch television. This is the problem.
Lisa! And then how do you even do that?
I don't know. And then I went back and I was like, well, now I have to watch season 1. And then I did. And I was like, oh, yeah, this does make sense. Like, because at first I was like, what terrible writing. I don't know. How am I supposed to know their relationship? Like, that's
you
what I was
watch it. You just bet a Benjamin Button, like, all TV. You just start at the end and then work your way back to the beginning.
And now I'm like, do I watch season 3? Or, like, I feel this is so, my brain is very confused.
Oh, my God.
Well, I really hope you get that sitcom. But I can't say I hope you get anything else with stand-up, but
no. I mean, you only want me to get something so I can hire you for it.
Please, yes. If you could meet more people with pools, this is another thing. Like Dana, like Valerie meeting Dana actually led her on a trajectory where now she hangs out at his pool, and now so do I. So that I really appreciate. I'm so glad that you got kicked out of Comic-Con. I mean,
we're always taking applications for more friends with pools.
Yes. And, like, I've had friends joke that are like, you can come over and skinny dip. I'm like, okay, like, if that's the deal, that's fine. It's 100 degrees. I don't care if you see my whole ass. Like, it doesn't really matter, you know?
Especially now during quarantine where I'm, like, out of shape, where I'm like, look, if you wanted to see it, nobody said that I had to look a certain way, so fucking deal with it.
Exactly. Well, where can people find you? Besides, I do know where Valerie lives, so you can DM me her address after this.
She'll give it to you, too. Anything to get me out of this apartment so she can live here.
Anything to get her out of the apartment that's 5 times the size of mine at the same price. Yes.
Yep. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Valerie_Tosi, that coveted underscore. I'm on that new app, Stereo. It's just at Valerie Tosi. Follow me on all those things. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can plug. Hopefully my album, I'm scheduled right now to do that, to record in March in Bloomington, Indiana, at the Comedy Attic, who I fucking love them so much. So that will be a nice bookend to the year because we went into quarantine on my birthday, and then I'm going to be recording my album the same weekend of my birthday, so that'll be kind of cool.
Oh, I love that. I will tell you, it's absolute hell listening to recordings of your album and making notes. So you probably,
I'm going to have an even worse time, is what you're saying.
I mean, it's going to be. It's awful, especially if you're doing more than 2 shows. God bless you for doing that. But I recorded 2 shows and I was like, I'm going to kill myself.
I think I'm going to do 4, and I'm also probably going to throw myself over a bridge.
Amazing. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on and for chatting with me. Always nice to see you, Valerie.
Don't lie to my face. Okay.
Fair. That's fair. All right, cool.
All right, bye, Monster.
Bye. Again, that was Valerie Tosi. You can find her on Twitter and Instagram at Valerie_Tosi, Tosi, and I'm Lisa Curry. You can find me on Twitter at Lisa_Curry and on Instagram at olympianlisacurry. Thanks so much for listening.